And Freezy, I know we might there's some bumps in the road and all shit, but congratulations on your newfound success when it comes to that evening show, the night shift. He actually helps me while I'm doing my work and all that. So
Yep.
congratulations, sir.
Guess
Thank you
what?
very much.
I wouldn't wish that shit on nobody.
I'll be to see you, Freeze. I
Later,
subbed you up.
Freezer.
I'll be to see you. I'll be to
Most
see you,
definitely,
pimp.
man. Peace
We
to
say
y'all, man.
we say congratulations. He says, nah, man. Just keep keep on trucking. $5. That's bullshit. You damn. Why you guys keep writing this like this? What is DOT?
DOT, Department of
Department of-
Transportation.
Your Department of Transportation cops have quotas. That's why you pull over Billy Bob and his brand new Peterbilt instead of Jafar and his magic carpet. Damn,
So hold on, wait a minute.
damn, that's racist.
So Fatty, they literally just sent us out a memo in June. They about to have a big push where they just fuck with the truck drivers literally for an entire week. They just fuck with truck drivers all week.
Damn, that's the tradition. That's crazy. That's truck that. That's actually interesting. Marcus, $2 says, yeah, got to understand certain dudes are slow as fuck. And we have this account sending a super secret. Thank you very much. And finally, we have PT Fletcher saying, for the call. Thank you very much.
What up, Fletch?
On the flow state, there's something on the back, so I'll make sure. I'll make sure I'll highlight it. But before that, I want to thank Shadow Dragon TV for the $10. Says just supporting. And finally, Tio comes in late, but always clutch with $20. Reach all the goals today. Thank you very much, Untouchables. I appreciate you. It's been an awesome show. 300 people in the box on all platforms. Everybody semi-respectful, but a little bit feisty. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man.
Psych! Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who? Yeah. OBO Sound 2025.
Damn, somebody unmuted that shit made echo. That actually was a good OE. So salute to y'all. I don't know who did it, but salute to y'all. Flow State, what is this about? Like that you have in the back?
I was just going to show Diesel. This is actually paperwork from my case showing that in
You want
order
me to
to
show
get
it?
you can. Yeah, I've redacted a private information.
Okay.
So this is the list of things that I had to forfeit in order to get 36 months of probation, basically, instead of 15 years in prison.
Those are guns.
For a quarter. They are guns.
Yeah, they're guns. They're guns.
Point.
Yeah,
They weren't your guns.
No,
I'm
but
pretty sure
that's
Flo
different.
paid for them fair and square.
Right.
That's
I paid
different.
for them. Just because I'm not allowed to have them doesn't mean that you get them, right? The knife collection listed on there, that wasn't guns.
You didn't.
I'm allowed to have the knife collection, and the cash didn't even make it into evidence.
You didn't have to give them the guns. You didn't have to. That was just part of the deal.
You didn't have to. Sure, I guess I could have gone to court and looked at 15
Okay,
years.
so what I'm talking about,
Nothing like leveraging a man's property for his freedom.
So this is what I'm talking about when it comes down to confiscating somebody's forfeiting of property. They will come after you've been convicted of the crime and all that stuff. They will come and they will take your car if the pricing is right. They'll take the car. They'll take
your house, make your wife and
they'll
kids
take
homeless.
they'll take all kinds of things to pay for whatever they feel like you owe the state for the illegal sale of narcotics, and it's based off of you not getting a stamp to sell those narcotics. That's all it's based on.
Let me.
But they don't. How do they assess what you owe? Is there a formula?
Yes, there's a formula.
What's the formula for a quarter ounce of meth?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you what that formula is, but there is a formula that they go off of because of the stamp. Each stamp, like you got to get a stamp for cocaine, you got to get one for marijuana, all that stuff. You got to get a stamp for a federal stamp to sell those narcotics. And if you don't get that stamp, that's what they're taxing you on. It's not getting the tax stamp for the sale of those narcotics.
Let me just say this before I put back the clock and podcast goes back to the conversation we had. I'm going to close the Freezy links. I'll send people to Freezy later today. We probably have more 30 minutes or so, 20 minutes or so of conversation because we're going to close it out. But if you're watching this on Freezy and you want to keep watching the conversation while it doesn't go live, please come to the Team Fetty show. I'm going to be closing the streams now. Once again, appreciate you and thank you very much for the support. Podcast. You are going to answer these. My biggest fear about the police is that they come to my house searching for a motherfucking bean and they fuck up everything, and it takes 3 years for them to give me my money back. Right? I don't know how it works. How does it work on the United States? Like when I see the big bus and they go to Diddy house and they break the walls and they break the TV.
You're not gonna get your stuff back.
You're never getting, if it's cash, you're never getting it back.
The cash never got booked into the evidence list.
And they don't pay for what they break.
Let's assume that they didn't.
Then they'll
find
trash your
nothing,
house
right?
too.
Yeah, but let's assume they didn't find nothing. It was just like they fucked up the door. They come in. They did all those. Like, is that like how does that work? I probably Wilkes and Diesel probably know what happens afterwards. What's the process? Like anybody other than them know the process? Like what happens after they do that? Like do they do restitution? Do they send you money?
No,
like what happens?
They wrecked my house.
Your property
They come in my house, wrecked my house, broke through all my TVs and shit on the floor. They don't pay you your money for that.
They don't
shit.
pay you, and you're supposed to get your stuff back afterwards. In reality, you don't get your stuff back unless you hire a lawyer to spend a lot of time in court and go after them. But for me, like, so when they seize my cell phones, laptops, all that shit, they sent off to the lab, and then that's just gone, right?
So
Sir,
what
you,
if
you was only selling meth.
No, I wasn't selling anything.
Fatty,
What
they
if- what
went
if
to
they-
the
what if
wrong
they don't-
address before and literally
What
driven
if
a
they-
tank to a person's house.
Can you say that, Tommy? Can you start it again? So because I was
No, that's not oops. They gotta pay for that. That's not oops. They gotta pay for that.
Look,
If it's the wrong address, you have
listen to me. I would just say this, because this is what I've learned since I've been on YouTube. I'm from California, which is one of the most crookedest states as far as policing goes. I've learned that because when I've talked to other people, they're looking at me like I'm strange with normal shit that we go through out here. But they will go to the wrong address, will drive those tanks through the front door, run through the house, find out it's the wrong house, and keep it moving.
And there's nothing you can do. There's no procedure.
They tell you it's well, I think this is the problem, and Diesel might be right, but I think this is the problem is the process isn't as easy as it was for them to drive through your front door. And that's
You're
the
right.
problem.
Totally
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
They intentionally
You're totally
make it
right.
hard.
Yes. It is. It is. So I've been on when I worked narcotics, we had a detective that had a search warrant for the wrong house. He ended up getting fired, and we paid for all the damage that was done to the house. The department had to
Now
pay for all the
be
damage that was done.
be honest about it. The taxpayer paid for it.
Well, no shit, dude.
Oh my God, here we go. What?
Well, I'm just saying,
Okay,
dude.
yes,
You know just as well as I do.
okay.
Diesel. Diesel.
Irrelevant,
No,
Your Honor. Irrelevant.
no. Because if cops had to pay for their own mistakes, a lot of these mistakes wouldn't happen.
That might be.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think you're right.
That might be a better angle.
It's a
That might be
great
better.
point.
I do believe that if cops had to pay for their own mistakes, they would take more care in what mistakes they made.
Or
I
you're
do
gonna have
believe
less cops. Or you're gonna have less
You
cops.
have less.
Or you're
cops.
gonna have less cops. Yes,
And then
You're gonna
people could be complaining that there's not enough cops like they are now. This shit is wacky.
The
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
is that the
They did this
problem
shit
is
3 years
that
ago.
the problem
You're
is
not.
that the
Both
people that
isn't
cops
wrong.
work
People
for are
would
the reason we
complain
need
that
so
there's
many
more crime and
cops.
not enough cops.
But
I-
that's a better angle actually, Angry Snowman. That was a great recovery actually.
That was my only.
That
angle.
was the angle from the start. Yeah.
But the thing is, for example, if you go to Joe Cool house and you go with a search warrant, all of that, search everything, put the butter in the microwave to see if there's like some shit inside, like you do everything right.
Those bastards.
Right, they're like you just go extra.
Mhm.
And the bill to recover all the shit is, I don't know, $15,000-$20,000. Like, who foots the bill if you don't catch?
They
anything?
literally came into Joe Cool's house.
No,
They
so-
literally found nothing. They broke every fucking thing. And the judge, it was a fake name on this fucking search warrant. That's how they
So
get out
I've-
in Chicago.
And did you got anything back, or you didn't fight it?
No, I
Like,
wasn't cop watching, and I was sheep, and I didn't pursue it because I was afraid of cops.
Go ahead, Diesel.
So I've served a couple search warrants and didn't get anything out of it, but the search warrants came from sales from the residents. So we had enough to do a search warrant. It's just at the time they didn't have anything at the residence. So we can prove that there were being narcotics sold out of the residence, but that doesn't mean it's going to be there necessarily when you do the search warrant.
So, but what if the person is find innocent, right? Do they get
They'll just keep coming
anything,
back
or
and-
they?
No,
it is-
so this is the thing about it. On majority of the search warrants I did were controlled purchases where I used the CI. Right now, the only time that I would actually charge the person is if I use the undercover officer. But if it's just a CI, I'll do a search warrant, and if I don't find anything, that person won't be charged with anything because I didn't find anything at the time, right? And I'm not going to charge them for the purchases I did with the CI because I'm trying to protect that person's identification. So if I do charge them with that person, the confidential informant, then I would have to give that person's identity in court, and I don't want to do that, so I don't charge.
So
Yeah. No.
I think we just saw for this, right? Some people get their money back, some don't for different reasons, most of which is people probably don't follow up. And those who do get the money get it because they followed up. And then when they do get the money, it's coming from tax dollars and not necessarily directly from the police.
But if you have to pay more money than you lost in order to get the smaller amount back,
It
did you
wouldn't
really
make
get your
sense to
money
try to
back?
get it back. Right. Exactly. That's why I said for
I don't know.
more
I don't know why.
reasons-
I don't know why
for-
people are
for
having a
more
hard time
reasons
getting
than one,
stuff paid
some get
for
it back, some
because
don't. I think we.
I know
saw
for a fact that the house that we hit that was the wrong house, they didn't have to do shit. We bent over backwards for them.
Wait, but that's why, because of lawsuits, right? You want to, hey,
Hell yeah,
let's,
damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's make
You
sure to
can't
pay
say
everything
be
dead so we don't
exceptional,
get the
though.
loss. Okay, that sounds fair. My thing is just that every time I see something like that, I kind of wonder what happens between the day that they raid the house and the day that they kind of like the rebuild, the buying a new house and buying the like.
Now,
like
if
what
it's, now, Fatty, I will tell you this: if it's a search warrant and it's a good search warrant, we have all the probable cause to get the search warrant there. We're not paying for a broken door or anything like that.
Right.
The homeowner has to eat that. Like that's not
Right.
anything that we're paying for. But if
That's
it's the
it.
wrong house, we will go out of our way to pay for it.
But what about the drywall and the broken kitchen table and the TV and the
None of-
stereo?
all that
and-
shit, if they raid you, if the search warrant is right, even if you don't have anything, you eat that shit. Like, oh well, yeah.
Even
So he's
if
only
it's
talking about
wrong.
he's only talking about if
And
the
that-
for the wrong house
To-
entirely.
to-
That's crazy.
if I just want to go ahead and just to get it out of the way, if you don't mind, Fetty. The question that you asked, my memory is not as good as it used to be. I'm so glad that you got it scrolling on the bottom of the screen.
Yes, it's probably, yes.
PC is
I
probably
couldn't
Hey,
remember it
hey,
at
we
all.
prepare over here. We prepare over here.
Yeah, I couldn't remember it at all. Right, I just kept replaying what Freezy's first response was, but and then when I read, like for some reason reading it, I see why they say reading is really good for you, because reading it made me realize how much more difficult of a question than it actually is. Right. I'm gonna be honest that I'm giving you my feelings answer.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest. My feelings answer is that it's the police. That's my feelings answer. And the reason why
That
is
what is
because
Who's afraid of it? The
I don't
community's
think
afraid of it.
that people in the neighborhood really are that concerned about these guys as y'all think they are. Right?
Clearly.
It's not really the drug dealers that's the problem in the communities. It's really the shooters. Those are the ones that people really care the most about.
Them
Right.
young cats.
Yeah, the shooters and the robbers,
Young cats.
carjackers, right?
Yeah.
Because this is putting people directly in the line of the threat. And that they're more uncomfortable about that than they are of the drug dealers. And to me, honestly, at this point in 2025, I don't want to hear nothing, especially not from a police officer, but really from anybody about drugs. I say KILL yourself. And because to Joe Cool's point, you don't care about drugs for real. You don't care about how much they harming people. Because the drugs that really destroy people's lives and have taken out more people than crack, including the killings behind crack, and it ain't even close, You don't care about those.
Alcohol and tobacco
You don't
kill
do nothing
way
about
more than
those.
all illicit drugs
That's a
combined and
fact.
accompanying murders.
You don't
Pizza
even
and
consider
Cheetos kill
them.
more than that.
They're not even on your radar. You ain't doing nothing about it.
Can I ask
So
you
I'm
a question?
saying, I'm
Beans?
talking about not the citizens, the civilians, or the police.
They don't
Can
care
I
about the
ask you a question?
pharmaceutical
Can I
companies
ask you
that
a
are
question,
making
Beans?
people heroin addicts.
Can I ask you a question, Beans? Just
Absolutely.
real quick, one question. Let's say I did care about those things. What am I supposed to do?
Something about it.
Something.
The same, the
Go
same
shoot
thing
the
you're doing
McDonald's
about the other
manager's
ones.
dog.
The same thing you're doing about the other ones.
How? There's no laws against it. The
Then-
only
then
thing I'm doing is
You're in a
enforcing the
position where
law,
you
right?
can actually
There
do
you go.
something.
There you go. And that's why I think I've actually said this to you before. As broke as I am, there's no amount of money they could pay me to do that job.
I'm not
That's
worried about that. What I'm
that's
asking
the
is,
solution.
hold on.
Yes.
What I'm asking is,
Let me explain to the audience that didn't hear me say this. And the reason why is because you want me to mess with the poor people. You want me to mess with the less fortunate. You don't want me to actually. You want me to stay at the bottom of the river and keep pulling people out. You don't want me to go to the top of the river and find out why they falling in the first place.
How dare
You
you?
don't care about that. It's a
what do
game.
you mean? Because I know. Hold on. Like,
What you said? What do I mean? What aren't you understanding?
I don't understand when you say that, because I know for a fact that anybody that gets caught with narcotics, they get arrested.
Pharmaceuticals are cause
So
more
let me
drug
ask you this.
addicts.
Who gets
That's
caught
not what I'm
more?
asking, crackhead.
Who gets caught more? Street level dealers or the guys bringing it into the country?
There's more street level.
Users actually get caught more.
So that's a disingenuous argument to me,
It's
because
not an argument. It's a question.
there's way more street level dealers than there are bringing into the country.
So
They're
then
way
say
more street
that.
level dealers.
So just say that then. Say this. Say the street level dealers get caught more. Say that then.
Okay, well, the street level dealers get caught more.
Okay, and that's my problem with it. You're not actually stopping the problem.
We
You're
are
making
arresting
it
the ones that are
seem
bringing
like-
it into the
you're
country.
making
though.
it
That's
seem-
what I'm saying.
Your argument is that the drug is the problem, but you're only messing with the people who are serving it on a local level.
No, we're not. That's what I'm saying, Beans. That's why your argument is disingenuous. If there are way more street level drug dealers than there are bringing into the country, we are still arresting the ones that are bringing in the country, but there's not as many as the street level drug dealers. So
Okay,
we're
so
actually
never been out
arresting
of the
both.
street.
I got you,
Whoa.
Diesel. I got you. That's actually a great argument. Here's the problem. Do we want illegal drugs in the country? Yes or no, Diesel?
Hold on. You're muffled. I didn't hear you.
Do we want? Oh, my bad. I might have moved. No, my mic is still on. Do, as a country, put as in a political agenda, do we want illegal drugs in the country? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay, then. So why even make the argument about the fact that we are locking up some of the guys at the top when the point is
because
they
you're talking-
want the drugs here?
But you're talking about two totally different
I'm not. All I'm saying
because the
is why
political
am I
side
gonna-
has nothing to do with the law enforcement side, though.
All I'm saying, but my argument is, why am I gonna spend my time fucking with you? Why am I gonna spend my time messing with you for dealing the drugs that they are intentionally bringing into the country?
Because they're illegal.
Even to your point, though,
And there
Beans,
it is.
even to your point, Beans, and this goes beyond race. They'll hit a trailer park before they hit Wall Street, and we all know they sniffing mountains of coke on Wall Street. I've yet to hear a bust on Wall Street yet,
Ever.
or any of those neighborhoods, affluent neighborhoods where coke is just flowing all through that motherfucker.
Yeah,
But
but
they'll
see,
hit the hood or a trailer park.
Beans, we had
in
this
2.5
conversation the
seconds.
other day. Remember, we had this conversation the other day.
Absolutely.
Right. It is a lot. It is more hidden in those neighborhoods than it is in the
Diesel,
poor
I'm a
neighborhoods.
regular nigga and I know they sniff coke all day out there.
No. Hold on. I'm not
It's not
saying.
hidden.
Listen. Hold
They
on.
just
I'll
know
tell you
y'all not
everything.
coming.
No, it's okay.
That's
Yeah.
no.
Like, no,
Two
Diesel.
things can be true at the same time.
Diesel,
He's
Right.
right.
It's known for
I mean,
everybody. It's known how they get down on Wall Street. Hell, we can even
I
take it
know.
further than that. It's known how they get down on colleges.
Listen, I know how they get down at the DA's office, the lawyer's offices. I know exactly how they get down. But just like that, okay, we just recently had 2 judges get arrested for possession of cocaine. Right? It was found in the judge's quarters. 2 judges were sniffing cocaine off the desk. Right? The fact of the matter is that was wide open right
They
there.
were
for
using the gavel to
deputy
break it down.
Right, that was right there for the deputy to go in there and see it. Right. So my point is that I'm not going to escape the fact that law enforcement, they're very lazy. People are lazy as it is. We're going to find the low hanging fruit to get to. Right. It's a lot easier in the poor neighborhoods than it is the richer neighborhoods. That's all I'm saying.
Diesel,
That's all I'm saying.
But Diesel, the college thing, this is the thing. They say actually, my country has very lax laws when it comes to drugs. You need to be a drug dealer to be in trouble, right? But the thing is, they always say, why you go on neighborhoods trying to get drugs from one drug dealer on the corner selling small amounts when you can go to college, sit on that motherfucking door and catch everybody? Because everybody's smoking, everybody has weed on their bag, everybody, right? But there's the thing.
Yeah.
So there's an issue. There's an issue when it comes to college campuses, though. Their law enforcement,
absolutely, but
their law enforcement is paid by the college who don't want to lose that revenue.
But Diesel, but the thing is, if you can, like Tommy said, if you can have a week to fuck with truckers, why don't you have a week to fuck with the Wall Street dudes? You don't know. You don't have to announce it once a year to make sure these motherfuckers are on their P's and Q's. We are going to be on Wall Street like the random blood test.
Do a cocaine checkpoint like you do DUI checkpoints.
Oh no, get rid of
There's
that.
no such thing.
They do that 4 weeks out of the year, if I remember correct, on college campuses. Like at the beginning of each semester, they'll do big alcohol task forces.
It's like a doping
They
team,
do
right?
DUI
And
checks
they-
on the
Do you know how?
streets
Do you know how hard they fight that though? Do you know how hard they fight that alcohol task force?
Who does?
The
The school?
colleges. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, I'd imagine.
They fight that shit teeth in that, man.
As they should. You
Yeah.
opportunistic.
Yes.
leeches.
Dude, Lima,
I
Ohio has like
I want to ask a question to the panel, right? And Diesel, shout out. First of all, let me preface by saying this. Shout out to Diesel in LA for participating.
I did do a great
LA.
job.
For sure.
It's a difficult position, but I appreciate you for actually doing a great job. Thank you very much.
Now after hearing, again, this is for the panel. After hearing Diesel say, if interracial marriage was against the law, I would.
Oh, why you bring that back up, man?
No, I was gonna go there.
It's important. It's because it's important.
I ain't gonna
right?
lay this down, Emma.
don't forget about your forfeit your right.
You should never admit to it. That's
Maybe
Yeah, you know.
forfeit your rights when you get a license.
if you were a criminal, you would have known
See,
that. But
does anybody else on the panel see the issue with the law argument?
it's more
I do.
prostitution.
The,
No, I
the,
don't.
the
The
law
law is
argument is
hypocritical.
the
That's what
law
it is.
argument is problematic, but it's not problematic for the cops. It's problematic for the people above that make the law. So
It's
if
problem-
if I apply to be a gang member, I know the rules and regulations that I probably have to follow. If I apply to be a cop, I kind of know the rules and regulations that I have to follow. The problem is not the people that apply for the job and then enforce those rules. The problem is that the people above actually let these rules in place. So, for example, jaywalking is something that to me is egregious. Hey, if somebody here got stopped because they cross outside, I will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But the problem is not the police officer that is doing that shit, in my opinion, is the person above that doesn't stop that because for whatever reason they think that should be a law, right?
But
Remember-
the reason why I disagree with you, Fatty, is because
Mhm.
I think that it says something about the person. And I'm not trying to say what it says about the person, because right now, if I'm being honest, I don't actually have the word. I don't know what the word or the phrase would be to describe it. But to me, it says something about you that you will spend your time locking up people who you know it's not actually changing anything. Right? It's not actually stopping the drugs. It's not stopping the drug addicts. It's not stopping the families from being torn up. You're not impeding that in any kind of way. And then on top of all of that, you would at some point be arresting people
Mhm.
and locking them up and taking away their freedom for things that you don't necessarily agree with. What kind of person, what mindset, what kind of person does that? What kind of person says, I don't think this is wrong,
this-
but I'm willing to punish
This
you.
is my mindset. Means this is my mindset while I'm working, right? In my house, I have certain rules that you have to abide by, regardless of the fact of who you are. When you come to my house, you have to abide by those rules, period. and I enforce those rules regardless of who the fuck you are. Right?
So
I work somewhere that has rules and laws that you have to abide by, and I'm just the enforcer of those laws and rules.
Sound like the gangs around here, bro.
But you're skipping the step. You're skipping the step that you're choosing to work there. You're not forced to, right? So what kind of person says, I don't agree with this, but I'm gonna go do it anyway?
Well, there are certain laws that
For
I don't agree
money.
with that I don't enforce, like seatbelt laws. I don't enforce seatbelt laws.
Yes, but
I
you
would-
did
I
say
would
you
def-
enforced
I
the
would
weed
definitely
law.
write you a ticket for that.
What's that going?
No, I
But
almost
you
think
did
you're
say
missing
you
the bigger.
enforced the weed law.
I almost think
Yes,
you're missing the
only-
bigger question Beans is asking. He's not asking why you're enforced. Why would you even be a cop anyhow? Why would you want to do something that goes against what you stand for?
Because it doesn't go against what I stand for.
You
Wait,
said
what do
it
you-
did.
It
You
doesn't
said
go
you
against
don't believe that weed should be
That-
illegal,
that-
but you
That
will
thing is
still not
100%.
enforce it.
You are going to do what do I like about it and what do I dislike, and if it's way more likings than dislikes, you are going to take it. My question to you and to Angry Son Man actually will be this. No, podcast. Think about it, right? If you found out that I was secretly a lawyer or I work for an insurance company, would you lose respect for me?
A lawyer.
Lawyers represent murderers.
Can you pick a job that would actually make more
Lawyer
sense?
will fuck you up with the bogus lawsuit. So look at what happened with
Okay,
the
okay, I
with
get
the
it. I get
Shannon
it.
Sharp situation.
Yeah.
And insurance companies, people,
God.
we
Hell yeah.
they will
Yeah.
literally put you to death just by signing a thing saying your insurance doesn't cover ABC, right? My
Yeah.
point with this is I understand your sentiment and Angry Snowman sentiment, right? It's fair.
Mhm.
But if you knew that I was a lawyer that probably going to represent people try to fuck over lawsuits, or I was somebody that work on a private insurance business, and I will enforce a bunch of things, not because I want you to die, but because that's what the company does, would you lose respect for me?
Yes.
Generally speaking, yeah.
Yeah, more
What
likely.
about you, Angry Snowman?
Absolutely.
That's fair. You're being
The only reason
consistent.
they saying that
It's a
shit is
lie.
because you explained it. That's the only reason they saying it.
Yeah, because when he first said lawyer, because I think
My first thought is I need a lawyer.
and prosecutor, right? So when he first said lawyer, I'm thinking about somebody that defend the innocent.
Generally
Because he had to
speaking, you
remind
can-
me that they will also defend the guilty.
Guilty
right?
people. Hey, if the glove doesn't fit, you must
Right,
quit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, you are representing somebody that is crooked or is an evil person, or like that. Especially the insurance thing on the United States is ridiculous. You've been paying insurance all your life. You lose your job for 3 months. You go there to sign because you have cancer. Sorry, sir. This doesn't cover A, B, C, D.
That's all insurance. Daddy, I've had my house for almost 15 years, been paying insurance on it. I make a claim on my roof, they say it's not covered. What?
Right.
the fuck?
That's what they do.
And they do that with the
That's what
car.
they
They
do.
do that with your health. They do that with
crazy,
And,
everything.
and you know what?
Right.
Law enforcement officers will
mama
come out and
says
take your
we
house
do
for you
that,
if you don't pay that
You're
insurance.
damn right, man. Even though they think
No,
it's
we
wrong.
don't. We don't take houses if you don't pay insurance.
You will kick someone
Yes,
out of their
sure.
house. You will remove someone from their house.
That's
If they
not
don't
the
pay
officer
insurance?
doing that, sir.
Yeah, I've
Just
seen
enforce
people
That
that
will be.
No,
The
you
insurance
cannot have-
company ain't gonna come
If you own a
kick you
home, you
out.
have to have insurance on it by law.
Well, but that's-
Only
I
if
think
no,
that's
No,
the
you
point,
don't.
Diesel.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
No,
By
you
loan
don't.
policy,
no,
you do.
By
By
loan
loan
policy, but
policy.
not if. But if you own your house, you don't have to have insurance on it,
Correct.
sir. No,
But
you
Well,
don't.
Diesel, I
fit-
think, but Diesel,
Who
I think
kicks
that's
you
the
out of your
point, though,
house?
so we don't get too far away from it, right?
The
is that-
loan company kicks you
you-
out of your house.
is
They
that
come to
you
your
will
door and kick
enforce
you
it.
out of your house. Excuse me.
It's
They come to
their
your door and
house.
kick you out of your house.
They can't kick you out of your house. They kick you out
That's
of
what
their
I'm
house.
trying to say. That
You
the
didn't
point
pay
is
the
that you
loan.
will enforce it. That's
But what?
the
Well, what the point he was making when they do something wrong, even if the homeowner and everybody agrees it's wrong and they shouldn't do it, but they found a loophole to kick you out, they're not gonna come kick you out. The cops
It's
are
not
gonna
a
come kick you
loophole.
out.
It's what you
That's a
agree to
fact.
on the terms.
Right.
You
The
don't
cops
know
are
if
taking-
it's not a.
It's not a
Wait.
loophole.
You don't pay for the house,
Wait.
and the cops are taking squatters out of the property, the rightful owner.
Yes, I'm not talking about strictly kicking something as simple as you didn't pay your bill. They can find something to kick you out of because you didn't, I don't know, your HOA or whatever freaking reason they come up with.
You
But,
signed up for the HOA.
Excuse me,
What you
Royd
talking
Rage.
about?
Can you calm down, Royd Rage?
You did
Jesus,
not sign up for the HOA. I
Hell.
be Royd waiting.
And
Lay
I'll
off the
tell you, when I
drugs,
said
bro.
when I said homeowner, I meant people with mortgages because people that have mortgages
That's a good one,
consider
man. That's
themselves
weird.
homeowners.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
He got his comeback on that one. But
Yeah,
listen, and
Joe Cool's
Snowman,
gonna
I
get beat the
definitely want
fuck
to
up
thank you
later.
for acknowledging the greater point, man. Like that's what I mean. Is to me already it says something about these people who are taking the job. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I can't really extend grace to police officers, bro.
But I'm gonna do it. What about it?
Anything
What
you
about
say
drug
do you
dealers,
think a
man?
police officer would do, I'm gonna be like, yeah, because they
Hold on, but-
already these kind of people.
Because their
Same way
morals
about
are
a drug
poor.
dealer.
Say that one more time.
Do you feel the same way about a drug dealer?
No. But
Why
see,
would
here's
you?
the thing though. Do I want heroin in my community? Absolutely not. But here's what I do know. I know damn well people want to get high. That's what I know. So I'm not, that's why I'm saying I'm not, when I look at the drug dealers, like, damn, man. But at the same time, the problem is, do I have that same energy for McDonald's?
And let's be
You're
honest,
right.
Do I have
the
the same
drug dealer
energy for
doesn't
the
have to
salt
lobby though.
and the sugar pushers? Do I
For
have
the
that
liquor
same energy
store.
for the fructose corn syrup pushers, right? Do I have that same energy for people who are pushing things that literally kill more? This why y'all escape to the law argument.
Yes.
Because you know when you use the moral argument, you're gonna lose. You don't
Yes.
care about these other people who are destroying more lives than the
Yes.
drug dealers ever could.
Yes.
You
How
don't
can
pay
you res-
no attention to those people, and that's problematic to me.
how
You
can you
didn't arrest the
respect
guy
them?
when he was taking Oxycontin, but as soon as he couldn't afford it no more and had to go get heroin, now it's a problem.
Very
Damn.
good. That was
I'll
very
say
good,
this,
Yeah,
happy
Snowman.
that Diesel is a cop and not Beans. I would not want to be arrested by Beans.
Hey, you are lucky
Let
that
the
it's
ass
so
go.
late. Hey, Beans will give you divine restitution.
That's a fact. Hey, what you doing?
Retribution.
You
Use
smoking
divine
crack? Man, get out of here.
Hunting Wisdom, $10. Good evening, champ, and the panel. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate you. Here comes Mike. Mike is not broke anymore. Sorry, Mike. I'm not going to bait you this week, Mike. $50 says, I can't hear shit. However, Flo is my brother, and Patron is on deck. Support the Powder Dusty. If you don't, then you don't. But get the fuck out. Thank you very much, sir, for being very generous to the Powder Dusty. OG Do Dirty in the building. What's up, sir? It says NMT need more training. Y'all got motherfucking cooked. That's it.
He got cooked. Adrian, you didn't go down like that, huh? He got cooked.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We have Mr. TJ in the building through the Fire Podcast. He says, police are the most dangerous elements to personal safety and liberty in the United States, especially since 80% of them were in special.
God dang helmets.
That's crazy. Special sees 80% of them were in special ed classes. There's an interesting stat. If you say it louder,
that motherfucker said that.
I don't know if Diesel would fit in a short bus.
it says it louder like
That's an
CJ.
interesting stat.
If he says it louder like CJ, you might be right. It just has to say it louder. Shout out to my CJ.
Your ass crazy, fatty. Talk about that's an interesting stat.
OG to $32. Ellie Will, I told you, pimping need more. So friends, we got to the end of the show. This was an awesome show, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Like, this show was I usually don't like to say we had a dope show just for the sake of a dope show, but this is a dope show, and friends, I am ready to go. Thank you very much. The Hamburger Fund is here today.
Hey, look at that.
This is a big one.
Damn, now I'm hungry.
This is
Daddy, what happened to your diet, bro?
Pause.
I am
You
trying.
walked around the city the
I'm
other morning,
trying.
looking good.
No, 1 second. Y'all literally been watching me walking going to sleep, coming in. Today I did not 7 hours. Today I did 8 hours, and I still didn't want aside. In the morning, I'm going to the gym, and I'm going to film him, Diesel.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very. I'm
I'm
lying.
gonna
I'm
use
sorry.
my Roy
Hey, no,
range in
no,
order to
I can't wait till Fatty looks at Diesel.
Hey, I caught myself. I'm not going to the gym tomorrow. I was
No,
lying.
you said you was gonna tape it.
I was,
Listen.
no, you know, I was lying because we have a debate tomorrow about black woman that I'm kind of afraid.
You
And
should be.
Ali is going to go live early, but there was
Is
like
that here on your channel?
yeah, there was 2 people that said
I can't wait to come white knighting in.
they said, "Hey Sarah, can we do a debate on your show?" And she said, "Yeah, what about black woman
No.
aggressive and da 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 da." Two black guys, and Sarah said, "No, I can't be doing this. This is today's show." So hey, Patty, you got it. So I will try my best to make it respectful. If shit goes left, sorry, black queens. Dr. Umar Johnson will light the candle for y'all because I'm going to try to do the best possible. Okay, so tomorrow, debate at 5. Y'all Canali goes live early. And Sunday, the motherfucking infamous ladies first show. Modern woman crave multiple men. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a couple of IBs in the building. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much for being rough with each other, but not going all the way crazy. We guys
Thank
pull
you
back.
to the
Joe,
cops who
you look like
showed
you
up.
getting pulled over back there with them damn lights.
No, you should see. Thank you to the police for showing up, man. I know I give you cats a hard time.
appreciate
Yeah,
the
salute
cops.
to you guys for being good sports, man.
I appreciate
Yeah.
the cops. They did a great job, and I appreciate all the fellas that pull up. Once again, I'm going to leave all the links in the description. And if we repurpose these links and cut, everybody that was in the panel is going to be included. Because once again, I'm be honest, when I talk about going corporate and rebranding, it's not the super panel that I'm talking about. It's about this shit. This actually means a lot. It's not the super panel with the big content creators that kind of don't care about it. This just came here once and then emboss. Is going from the messy shit that we're doing to actually doing content that kind of matters a little bit. So once again, I appreciate you. Right.
I don't believe
Right
anything you said, Diesel, but I still appreciate you showing up.
He changed his name to Right Rage. That's crazy. Right Rage. Thank you
Hey,
very much.
Diesel, the police scared to pull me over, by the way. They don't fuck with me, man.
Hey,
Right.
Go to where Diesel's at.
I believe that.
Hey, plus, hey, this is probably the beginning of a great friendship. We have Roid Rage and Crackhead. They're going to be
Right, let me change. Too late. I need to change my name.
We can share this rock.
Oh my god! Hey, friends, go ahead and support everybody.
Hey, could you see them both giving each other ride-alongs?
I don't know. About
Reach around. Well, is that a
Oh,
Freudian
come on, man. Don't do
You
that.
ride along with
Whoa,
Diesel, and then
He
Diesel
didn't
has to
say
ride
reach
along with
around.
you.
You just heard that.
That's a crazy statement. But Diesel, thank you very much, OG. I truly appreciate you, man.
You know it, bro. You know it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Little Podcast. Little Podcast got into it with Mr. Donovan Sharp. Go ahead and check that out. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. Great value. Joe Cool, glad that you pulled up. I actually was looking for you. I'm just afraid of people that stream from the cars, man. I just can't.
You should see what's behind me right now.
No, it's like people that stream from the cars. I have a predisposition. What? The internet goes down. Stop interrupting me, motherfucker! Your internet went down. Everybody was kind of like, see what I'm saying? So
Sirens and shit.
now I know that you are not Mr. Fantastic. So thank you very much, Joe Cool. I appreciate
Hey,
you.
Patty, I want to just say real quick, shout out to the people who supported on my end. I sent the thanks over there, but I just want to say it out loud too. And I also
And
want
on
to
my
say
end.
everybody
Same
can
here.
see now, just because I made it to Donovan Sharp, I still came over there to hang out with the little people.
Yes, you're still black.
Beans, you killed tonight.
You're still
Beans,
black.
I've never seen you so sharp, Beans. I'm so fucking impressed with you tonight, bro.
Thank you very much once
Dude,
again.
Don't gas him up.
Nah,
Tommy,
listen,
thank you very much for.
I'm glad I got Fatty. Fatty is here for me. Fatty has taken the time to understand me. Shout out to everybody who does that. And like just in case anybody was worrying, I don't hate Flo. I'm pretty sure he doesn't hate me either. We are competitors. We are gonna exchange things like me and do. And at the end of the day,
Whoa,
we got love.
whoa, whoa!
He's ready to go take it there.
I said like me and
point. Huh?
Are you homosexual?
A what?
A homosexual.
What's that?
You guys got a little bit too friendly
Wait.
with that statement.
Say it like men do, you bastard.
I had to take it there, Fatty.
You had to think it. That's crazy. You too. Hey,
Beans, I understand you too, sir.
Yeah, thank you, man. And Tommy, catch that flight and go whoop Fatty ass for me, bro.
and by the point he gets to Portugal, he's not mad anymore. Tommy, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much again for all the love and for the support. Angry Snowman, you need to ask the link more. Hey, you know when the women go outside and they want to show their outfit, so they come on camera and they come on panels just to show it. This is motherfucker. Look at him.
Hey, that beard is looking fire. It's on point, bro. Hey, I took the wife out for the first time this year, man. I had to look presentable.
He said you on the runway right now, Snow. He said this is your runway walk right now, Snow.
I've already taken it out twice this year.
You, man.
Yeah, you think you have.
And finally, Mr. Flow State Powder Dust.
Our resident Caucasian, love you,
man.
Pep.
Came in late, but great recovery, great addition to the squad. So I appreciate everybody from Wakanda, everybody from Valhalla. Please, once again, go support everybody. I will send everyone to Freezy because Freezy is going to go live, but make sure you support everybody on this panel. So I guess I see you tomorrow. Royd Rage, Beans, Crackhead, Powder Dusty, Angry Snowman, Tommy B, Fatty, and the Untouchables. We're signing out. Peace.
Psych! Who's cutting that shit? Who's cutting that shit? Who's cutting that shit? Who's cutting that shit? Who? Yeah. OVO sound.